Welcome back to Stillwater Phantom. I'm here with
Pham. Hi. What?
and you was playing in the shop challenge today?
Yeah.
And what deck did you actually pilot today?
Nubatama. Just straight old domination.
Someone disapproves, but
Yeah.
so you played
Damn thing 3 times today.
Hey, but it didn't matter.
Hey, you got one off me.
See,
You got the one that matters off of me.
Right, I did.
well, speaking of the ones that mattered, what place did you get overall?
Third place.
Third. What was your placement after Swiss? Well, before Swiss. After, you know
First
what I
place
mean.
after Swiss, yes.
All right, and then just happened to drop the ball at the end.
Yep, couldn't. I misplayed on getting a PG, my PG back from when I was facing him, and kind of just, yeah, that hurt.
So you're playing Nubatama Domination. Is there anything unique or awkward about the build?
Okay, so this needs to come perfectly clear. I have not touched this deck since GPT-14 dropped. I built it, forgot about it because it happened. I got the case immediately after we got notified that premium format was happening, all that shenanigans. I was less motivated to build for premium, I guess, or G format, or whatever you want to call it. So I ended up using, the night before the tournament, I picked this deck out of my card crap stuff and put it in my bag, didn't even look at it. This is how it played.
So what's the asterisk?
Alright, so the asterisk is,
So I guess we're going to your G zone first?
I guess so. There's one secret.
What? There's a breeze?
Yes.
What a catastrophe.
And before people actually flamed him for, running this card. Did you actually go into it?
No. I didn't even. I never had a situation where Seabreeze would have. Okay, I never had a situation where the old Seabreeze would have been relevant. So, Seabreeze, my blank spot in the G zone, could have been flip fodder had I, thought about it, but oh well. That is gone.
Alright, well, go into your deck.
Main deck or want to finish the rest?
It's up to you, man.
Let's go
You
with
the third place champ.
Let's do the remainder of the G zone because I'm here. Two Magen Tembu, my first stride, just gets me. It's a dominate. It gets me to GB3. I get to
So much
retire
hate.
an asshole. That's all I have to say about it. Rene, this is the. Someone's unhappy.
You're right, I am. Fuck
This-
that card.
You won! Shut up!
Yeah, but he first started that damn thing on me in Swiss and I died.
Well, that's what it does.
So Rene comes in clutch. If I can I go into this as early as I can and try to put as much pressure as I can. And apparently people do not appreciate that.
Hey, if I didn't have 5 out of my 8 grade 3s, we would have been fine.
Okay.
Continue.
you should play Grand
Anyway, so Rene skill, counterblast 1, flip a copy of itself, and your opponent chooses 2 cards from their hand. They call them. They have to. They attack one at a time. On entry auto effects, do not activate at the time. And GB3, all dominated units get power plus 10k and critical plus 1. So I usually try to second stride it so I get the GB3 off as soon as possible. If I can G-guard twice in the turn 1, I'll do that, or turn 3, or whenever strides start occurring, I'll do that. But this puts in good, clean work.
MVP?
Yeah, definitely. Alright, the next is Murkrow. In other words, what happens when you run out of Rene? Its skill, Soul Blast 2, discard a card. Your opponent's Vanguard attacks all units on your opponent's side of the field. It's free Twin Drive, gets me 5 drive checks for -1 card. It's largely there because I ran out of Rene. And then Musion Lord. I have nothing to say about this card. I never strode into this card. We're moving on. I am missing G guards.
Oh crap!
Oh, there they are. Okay. So next up, we have my MVP G guard. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. It's CB1, Soul Blast 1. I can call up, force one of my opponent's grade 1 rear guards to go to the Guardian Circle. We're in V Series now. There are grade 1 rear guards that have 10k shield. Comes in handy.
Like I said, some of the abrasive ones.
Yay!
She was the least useful.
I'm not entirely sure which one's which. I usually just end up looking at which one's which when I'm G-guarding into it. One of them is if your opponent has 6 cards or less, shield +5. Pretty sure that was actually right. The other ones, if I have less cards in my hand, or equal to, this gets shield +5. I pick which situation is relevant, or...
The true MVP.
Yeah, again, not going to try and pronounce it here.
Just giving up immediately? Alright.
GB1 G guard, flip up a G Guardian, and shoot. Whenever it enters the Guardian Circle, your opponent has to choose to discard a card. If they do not, this gets shield +20k. It comes in really handy when I'm trying to punch you in the face with Rene, and it just forces you to lose cards in your hand, or I get shield.
Okay. So now that we went through your G zone and dealt with shenanigans of other people, am I going into the main deck?
Yeah. Alright, so we got Stealth Dragon Burai, my starter. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't actually played much premium. I have played a fair bit of standard now. Completely forgot about Forerunner, so my first 2 games are awkward because Forerunner's optional.
So don't tell me you actually forgot to do the Forerunner skill. You just left it in Soul.
Yeah, I forgot. Anyway, but when it does activate, and when it is on the rearguard circle, and it doesn't get shot by one of the Kagero decks out there, so then when the Dominate Vanguard appears on the Vanguard circle, well, you get the idea.
Mine's Sabrice.
No, Sabrice has Dominate, didn't you know that?
No, it does not.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Oh, I might have misplayed. Anyway, I get to draw a card and choose a rear guard in my opponent's drop zone. Call it the rear guard. It's handy for when I want to do shenanigans. Just making my opponent get another dominate attack because they wouldn't let me have a good rear guard on their field. Or if I just need a card in hand to draw.
Okay.
Yeah. I usually just ended up drawing it just to draw a card, or using it to just draw a card. Alright, so we're a week before Miyagi Academy, so my triggers I have to stick with, pre-Miyagi Academy stuff, so countercharge / soul charge, G Guardian, fodder, heal triggers, so on and so forth. 2 draw triggers. The ones that go in the soul get power +3k. A unit, any unit, which is very relevant.
Dominated units.
Yay! 2 critical triggers, they're foil. 4 of the Into the Soul countercharge criticals. And that's 4 of the personal Shiranui criticals. I'm gonna also put this on the record. I'm only here for the Murakumo promo. I was not actually. Yeah, that was it. Anyway, PG. Utsuroi, whenever a dominated unit attacks the hits, it put a copy of it from your drop zone into your deck and add it to your another copy of it to your hand. Pretty handy for getting your PG back. We also don't have draw trigger PGs yet, so on and so forth. 4 stride fodder. I never actually rode a Boro, so yay, comes in handy.
You can change your settings to
2 Kenrei. So, probably my favorite play of today was dominating a glow heater while my opponent was on an overlord, while this was on the field. So the dominated unit, while I was striding, got
I've heard about
2k power for each unit card in my opponent's damage zone because I had a grade 4 Overlord Vanguard. So yeah, 10k allows me to copy my opponent's Vanguard's names, race, clans, and nations. And then it has when the attack hits that this unit boosted, I can force my opponent to discard a card.
Not bad.
Yep. Just generally helpful. Tanuki or Raccoon or one or the other. On entry, I can choose 2 cards from my deck, up to 2 cards from my deck, put it in my bind zone. Counterblast 1, GB1. I can choose a bound unit and put it into my soul. Well, face down bound unit, put it in my soul. Gets 5k power. I largely just used it to make this thing, give myself more options for this thing, and to fuel my soul for when I eventually needed to use my ride phase skill.
Okay.
But that's it for the grade 1s.
Wait. Isn't there like I'm not sure if it's a grade 1 or grade 2, but isn't there one that like reduce it to like 11k power?
There's a grade 2 that I choose 2 units and they get 11k power. I had not tuned this deck before putting it away for good because I was done with premium / G format / whatever, and forgot to add that into. Yeah.
So a second asterisk.
Yeah.
Okay, carry on then. Grade 2s.
Grade 2s. So, the bear thing works really well with this. Whenever a dominated unit attacks, counterblast 1, choose a bound unit, add it to your hand, face down bound unit, add it to your hand, it gets power plus 10k. It allows me to hit 19, which does hit over, force vanguards, and gets me cards.
Not bad.
This got out of order. 10k grade. This should have been Ungai. I'm not gonna lie. This should have been Ungai. 10k means nothing in a forced format.
True.
Also should have been Ungai. I did not use its skill I did not use any of its. I used the so Soul Blast 1, choose a unit in your opponent's drop zone, call it to an open rearguard circle. Never really came up when I was using Rene, so meh. And then whenever another unit attacks, it gets 2k power. I did use that once. It was helpful.
Was it?
Slightly. It actually hit a number.
Oh, okay.
And this thing. This is what you use when you want to get rid of units. At the end of the unit, it gets 2k power for when a Shiranui Vanguard, if you have a Shiranui Vanguard, which means you can't hit 18 with the 7k rear guard, so that was helpful. And then at the end of the battle that another rear guard attack, I can counterblast 1, attacks the Vanguard, I can counterblast 1, retire it, draw a card. It's handy for getting rid of dominated units because they're still technically mine until the dominate unit effect resolves. Yay. And then we go into... I never showed this. We're moving on.
Kiwis? Nah.
Zonky.
The one that matters?
Yes. 3 Aboro, 4 Zonky. Zonky skill. When I ride it or when I stride, I can choose one of my opponent's rear guards. It gets power, or choose a rear guard. It gets power plus 2k. Then if it's my opponent's rear guard, I can dominate it and attack my opponent's vanguard. Or attack a unit. Never mind, yeah, it's just attack the unit. Then the beginning of ride phase, I can Soul Blast 1, shoot I draw a card. Both of me and my opponent, or all fighters, choose a card from their hands, call it, and my opponent cannot activate auto abilities based on that skill.
Okay.
So, forces cards out of my opponent's hand, and makes it really annoying when I'm using Rene, and already have GB3 active, and they have to deal with, that extra 10k in a crit.
So, minus the shenanigans of unnecessary players that scrubbed out, and some salt from our champion, any changes you would... I mean, I know Misogyny is coming out very soon, and I know you haven't touched the deck in eons, but is there any changes you would actually do to the deck?
Not really sure. I also have not looked at any of the Nubatama stuff coming out of Miyagi.
Oh my god.
What do you want from me? I literally just built this so I could play and get a promo. I am building Murakumo.
Well, I mean,
I might try to flesh this out, yes. So I'd definitely switch out the triggers, which frees up grade 1 space. I would have to look up grade 1s to put in. I don't necessarily know that I'd probably replace this engine if I can find a better draw engine. But I don't know that I would replace these. And we already know these should be own guys. So, largely, if I was going to stick with the domination route, that would be how I change it. I don't necessarily know how the Nubatama VR and the grade 3s out of Miyagi actually function. So, I have the gist of it, but beyond that, if I was going a straight dominate route, that would be my changes.
alright. Well, once again, congratulations on your 3rd place.
Whoa.
Sounds so enthusiastic. 3rd place at the end of the tournament, 1st place after Swiss. With domination.
Cards like single-handedly won me the game.
Alright, well, this has been Stillwater Phantom.
Didn't you already do your deck profile?
Yes.
Then you already did that, so move on.
Ooh.